Well, tonight a lawsuit has been filed against Scheels, stemming from an incident at the Eden Prairie location 2 years ago. Our Morgan Wolf explains why the family of a 19-year-old says Scheels is responsible for their son's death. A warning, this story does talk about suicide.
On August 22, 2022, a call came into police about a shooting at the Eden Prairie Scheels. Later that night, a mother learned that her 19-year-old son had died by suicide in the store.
He was underage. He looked like he was underage. He didn't have any identification on him. And a clerk simply handed him a fully operable firearm.
Alla Lefkowitz is representing Jordan Markey's mother in the wrongful death lawsuit against Scheels and one of their employees. The suit alleges that the employee was negligent in not asking Markey, who was 19 at the time, for his ID before placing a handgun in his hands. Though a loaded handgun was not given to Markey, the complaint states that the handgun didn't have a trigger lock and had a magazine in place ready to receive ammunition, which was, quote, easily accessible to customers and openly available.
Within a matter of less than a minute, Jordan took the firearm, loaded it with ammunition, and took his life right there in the store.
I visited the store and spoke to a manager that said they do not have a comment about this lawsuit. Markey's mother, though, feels her son's death was preventable.
Here, Scheels simply should have done more. What we allege in the complaint is that they didn't take any safeguards in providing this handgun to someone who was underage. And had they taken the simplest of steps, whether that's the use of a trigger lock, whether that's checking identification, even asking age, Jordan would be here today.
All right, this is actually kind of interesting. Although this kid was not old enough to purchase a handgun, I don't believe it's illegal to let a customer or potential customer look at a handgun in a store. I don't think allowing a 19-year-old kid to look at one of the guns in the case and have it handed to him, I don't think that is prohibited. You know, a 19-year-old kid cannot purchase a handgun. You have to be 21, but it's not illegal to look at it. He, come in, with his father, something like that. It's actually pretty normal. I actually have a hard time arguing that Scheels is responsible for it, because this is a really unforeseeable act that this kid's gonna go get some ammunition, put it in the gun, and end his life. Tragic, sad, but certainly unforeseeable. What else could the store have done besides, shoot him if he walks away from the counter with a gun? What are they able to do? They haven't done anything I don't think that is illegal, and I don't think it rises to the level of negligence. I've gone into gun shops myself, looked at a gun, they don't ask for my ID. It's not a legal requirement. And even if he did produce it and they said, okay, you're the right age, and hand it back to him, the event still would have happened. It doesn't necessarily prevent anything. And I think what they're trying to say is that because he didn't have ID, they shouldn't have given him a gun. But I don't think that is the law on the subject, and so therefore, I don't think that's negligent. Again, it's a sad outcome, but in this case, I don't think it's the store's fault. A jury would have to find that either it was illegal to let somebody under the age of 21 even touch a handgun, and they allowed them to do that. If that's the case, then they'd certainly find liability. It could actually be like a store policy that they don't allow that, and they didn't follow their own policies, because again, that would have prevented it. If they failed to train people on other signs to look for that they should have caught. So again, it's either they violated the law, or they violated their own policies, or there was something so obvious and so clear that should have been a warning to not let this kid see a gun. And finally, if a good plaintiff's attorney kind of really triggers an emotional response from a jury, there is certainly a possibility that they could get a decent verdict. Although that's always subject to appeals and things like that, I suspect that Scheels will continue to fight that one. This will be a really interesting case to see how it actually turns out. Certainly feel for the family. A kid taking his own life is tragic. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And while you're down there, please like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching.